Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Somebody requested that I do something similar to this, but I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. But I'm gonna do a little video here on how we pre-plan our trips here at RE West. We get a message on the Qualcomm, gets our load assignment, tells us where we're picking up, where we're delivering, all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you this. Whoops, I covered the camera. Didn't mean to do all that. How did I do that? All right, I'm gonna flip this thing around and hopefully this will come in all right. So
say a command.
Yeah. Exit. So I'll go to messaging, and then here's our list of stuff. So we scroll down here because this one's a long one. There's our load assignment. That's going to give us our information of where to pick up and where to deliver, or our final delivery, our consignee. Then you got customer directions for the shipper, customer directions for the first stop, the second stop, and the third stop, which is basically the local directions once we get there. Where it says additional stop, that's the 2 stops that I'll have between picking up and delivering at the final destination. Then it gives us our miles. Sorry, the camera's shaky here. I don't have a mount for it. Let's see if we can do a little better there. Then it gives us our fuel solution. Like so, that's going to tell me to fuel at Pilot on I-74 in Covington, Indiana, exit 4, and how much it's going to tell me to fill. Oh, it also gives us our load number. But that's in all of these, so you know it's what load it goes with. And then it's going to give us our route, which all of this information, that's our routing for this run. And then there was a message from Scott, our head dispatcher, basically telling me that all 3 stops are first come, first serve, and have a window of 8 o'clock to 1600, which is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. First thing we do, we scroll through all that and see what we got. And then I like to write everything down on Notepad so it's easily accessible, because the Qualcomm, once the truck starts moving, it's unavailable, so you can't use it. Just like you're not supposed to be texting when you're driving, you're not supposed to be reading messages when you're driving. So we're going to take a minute. We're going to write this information down. All right, now that we got all that written down, it was kind of a lot because it's a 3-stopper. Normally it's not so, well, it's my scribble, but I got shorthand too. But here's my route. Now what I normally do first is I'll break out the atlas. If it's roads I don't know. Some of these I know, some of them I don't. But you go through the front of the atlas, starting on page A26, and then let me show you. Flip this around. It'll give you each state, and it'll tell you where there's low clearance locations. It'll tell you where there's way stations. It'll tell you restricted roads. So, in other words, the restricted roads or routes, yeah, that's a no-go. You don't go those. So we are in Illinois at the moment, so let me flip over to Illinois. I've got me this. I broke down and bought one of these fancy laminated atlas. It seems to hold together longer. Kentucky, Louisiana. What am I? Oh, my pages are stuck together. I was confused. Thought I forgot how to do the alphabet. So Illinois, we're gonna be on Illinois 1 and then US 150. and then 74. So low clearance locations. Oh, there's one, Illinois 1, 13.6, so we're okay. And that is north of 394. So that's up by Chicago, so I know that's not on my route. That's the only one I see. US 150. Don't see that on there. Restricted routes. I don't see Illinois 1. I don't see US 41. I do, but that's up again, up by Chicago. And we won't be on 41 in Illinois anyway. So we're good to go for Illinois. And we're going to have a little bit in Indiana. Let's see. US 150, Ferguson Hill, 994, north of US 40. So that's not us. Again, that's not us. It's not the route I'm taking. So Indiana 39, 46, 62, and 550. I'm going to be on Indiana 63, which I've run many a time. So that's what I do. I basically run through my route. I check all my locations, make sure I'm not going to hit any low bridges or anything, and it's not restricted routes. But then I will start, again, if I'm unfamiliar with the route, I'll go to the page that the route's on, and I'm on the wrong page. Let me flip it over. We are at the shipper here in Milford, Illinois, which is, if I can remember on here, let's see, G13 to Wataska, Milford. Milford is right there. So we're going to run Illinois 1 all the way down, and then right here it briefly changes to 150, and then we're going to take 74 over and into Indiana to catch 63, which turns into US 41, and it will run you all the way down to I-24. Well, it'll run you down into Evansville, Indiana, and then you take it'll turn into Penny Riley Parkway, and that'll take you down to 24. And so I know I don't really have to look at it because we run it all the time, but after I go through my route there, I'll get my GPS. I'm using the Garmin 780, and it's been pretty good. You know, it'll try and trip you up every now and then, and she likes to talk until you try to get her to talk, because she's got voice command.
Say a command.
See? Exit. But if I don't, you've heard her in some of the videos just going off for no reason. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to type in the address for my first stop, and then it'll bring up your possible locations. And then you hit that button in the center, and it'll generally bring up more than one route. At this point, since it only brought up one route, we'll go ahead and click on that. Actually, I kind of jumped the gun there. We can still get back to it. If you tap the screen, you get these little icons over here. I'm going to tap that one, and it's going to show you your overall route. Now, what I like to do, I like to zoom in to the route and check it out. It's hard to do backwards. I'll have to look at that. That is actually taking me on Illinois 18 over to US 41, which turns into US or Indiana. It turns into Indiana 63. So I'm gonna look at the other route And what you do, here's Illinois 1, which is what they want me to take, and you tap on it, and you find a location to tap on it, and it'll reroute you that way. See, it rerouted me down. Well, it still rerouted me to, it rerouted me there too, so we're just gonna go ahead and tap on it right there at Illinois 1 and 74, and it's gonna reroute me exactly the way I wanna go. And it'll tell you how many miles it adds, and how many minutes it adds or saves, or how many miles it saves, either way. In this case, it adds 2.8 miles to go their route versus what the GPS was trying to take me. So we'll go back and look at that route again. And like I said, it wants me to take Illinois 18 over to 41. So we'll look at that on the atlas as well, and then we'll determine which way we're going to go. The point of this video is, last week the GPS tried to take me into some apartments. You don't want to do that. You really got to, you know, plan everything out turn by turn the best you can. Almost forgot. Another thing I'll do, I'll compare the routes to whatever comes up on, you know, Google Maps or Apple Maps, but I'll take it a step further, and I'll go, Google Earth is amazing. I'll type in the address to my receiver or my shipper, whichever I'm going to at the moment. But I'll type in the address there, and Google Earth will zoom right in on it, and I can scroll around and see where the docks are, which way I need to come in to approach those docks, and if there's any obstacles in the way, which, you know, can change depending on the how long it's been since they got those images. But it's cool because you can also go down to Street View. You can kind of look around. It's signs, say you have overnight parking at a consignee or a shipper. You can look and see if there's any no parking signs, or if there's a gate, just anything like that. So it's a very useful tool. But like I said, you know, this is just a good way. I don't know if everybody does it this way. This is just the way I do it. It was the way I was taught, and it works for me. I haven't had any issues, or I've had very few issues where I get there and I'm like, oh man, there's the gate. That I didn't see that. So just, you know, be sure to pre-plan your trips. I do this every trip. Now, if I know I'm not gonna get to the, like I'm gonna pick up here in the morning, if I know I'm not gonna get to that first stop tomorrow, which on this one I will, but if I'm not gonna get to that first stop, wherever I land for the night, I may not do everything at once, like I just did in the video here, you know, just to save time. I may write down my shipper, my consignee, my route, but then I might go back and look, you know, say I park at a truck stop for the night, get a shower, whatever I need to do. Once I get back in the truck, at that point, I may get on Google Earth and look around and say, okay, that's how I can go in. But anyway, I hope you like this video. I hope it's helpful. Like, subscribe, share. You can subscribe by hitting that little bell, and that'll let you know whenever we upload a new video, or we as in me in the truck and whoever's on the TV. Yeah, got any questions? Put them in the comments below. I'll answer them if I can. And that's it for this video. Thanks. See you soon.